this is a kind of a basic tendon. You've got the tenocytes within it and the extracellular matrix. That's what the ECM stands for. The tenocytes produce the extracellular matrix, and they also produce signaling molecules. So they're kind of in charge. They send signaling about which it helps with the homeostasis of the tendon.
Right.
We've also got the collagen fibers. They run in a longitudinal. The fibers run longitudinally.
And they're all blue.
They're all blue, and the tenocytes are all pink. It's a very pastel coloured tendon, isn't it? Yeah. So the collagen fibers allow for that transmission of load, that sort of load between the muscle and the bone, where the tendon attaches. So really important that they're nicely structured. Mm-hmm. Then we have the gap junctions. This is where the tenocytes sort of chat, if you like, and the messages are passed between them, detailing how the tendon's structured, and the capacity for loading the tendon. And then we've got the proteoglycans, that they assemble the collagen fibers and they maintain the form, and they act as a lubricant between those collagen fibers. They're really important in tendon health because they can, I'll move on to the next slide actually, if that's enough time spent looking at that. It's just a kind of snapshot of what a tendon looks like. It's in the notes as well. So here we go. So you have small proteoglycans and large ones. You find small ones in a different zone of the tendon to the large ones. So if we think about there's 3 zones in the tendon, there's a tensile zone, then the transition zone, and then the compressive zone.
Okay.
So the tensile zone is far further away from the bony attachment, and the compressive zone is close to is the bone where the tendon attaches to the bone. Yep. So they're slightly different in the makeup. So the tensile zone is more fibrous collagen tissue, and that's designed to withstand tensile load, so that longitudinal load.
Yeah.
So the small proteoglycans, they assemble the pieces of collagen, and they're there working hard to try to ensure perfect alignment so that the tendon has that optimal strength. And they're a bit like a nursery, so they provide the sort of nursery, the niche for the new tendon cells to grow. So we find them away from the compressive zone. This is relevant when we talk about mechanical load through a tendon. Okay. Then we have the large proteoglycans. So they actually attract water molecules. They bind the water molecules together. The reason for that is this is a sort of defense against compression.
Yes.
So if you've got a highly compressive area, then increasing the proteoglycans will absorb that compression and make the tendon more able to withstand that compressive load. But what that means is it's actually then less suited to that tensile load, so the longitudinal load through the tendon. So they can attract, so they can swell, and that's what you see if we use the Achilles tendon as an example. When you see that swollen tendon, that's often a response to load. So it's the large proteoglycans are becoming more dominant, and they're swelling to try and protect the tendon. Okay. So
is that an overreaction on their part, or is it a helpful reaction, or both?
It's both, yeah. So the tendon, so the tenocytes are expressing that we need to have, we're being compressed. We need to protect, we need to swell to give us that protection against the compression. So it is a reaction that can be helpful, but left unchecked, it can get out of control, and then that affects the tendon structure. So we have that negative impact.
It was several years ago that we stopped saying tendinitis, wasn't it?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's not an inflammatory exudate, but what you're saying is it's water being osmotically dragged into the tendon.
Yes, so you're right, we don't say it's an inflammatory model anymore. We say it's more of a compressive load continuum model. So there's a lot of work by Cook and Purdon that have looked into tendinopathy, and that's the model that they largely use. So there isn't actually, inflammation generally isn't there. So we don't use that as a description of tendinopathy anymore. So the large proteoglycans, they are generally found in that compressive zone where the tendon attaches to the bone. And they're normal, they're part of the tendon structure, but if the tendon's getting more compressed, you'll find more of them, which has a negative impact on tendon health.